Joseph Crudup here. Welcome to the Joseph Crudup Show. It's on September 16, 2020. Last night was unbelievable. I cannot believe the Los Angeles Clippers have lost to the Denver Nuggets for the third time since they go 3 games to 1 and lost 3 times in Game 7. Unbelievable. How does it feel? How does it feel the Los Angeles Clippers are going to and try to lose everything wherever they had after all the series, all the games they played, and this is how what you this game's unbelievable. And game seven was in the dreaded. We all know it's gonna be the battle in LA and possible of the conference finals of the Western Conference finals. Well, not anymore. Not anymore. This is absolutely insane. And the Denver Nuggets move on to face the Lakers Friday, and I hope the Los Angeles Lakers beat them, just like anybody else. But anyway, but that's what the Los Angeles Clippers think they got done. They thought they're gonna pull it off, and look what happened. Look what happened. Disaster. Doc Rivers blamed himself. He take a blame for the loss, and that's why the LA Clippers collapsed. Do you always know that Doc Rivers couldn't believe that? Well, here's news for today. I know how you may know, and what for sure, that the Los Angeles Clippers have been through. They have been through a lot. Doc Rivers has been through a lot. No, remember, Doc Rivers was a former NBA champ as coach of the Boston Celtics in '08. And now and then last night they came out short. Give me a break. Okay, they had nothing to blame themselves, blame for the loss, about the loss they had. And some people are going to tell me why. They're going to tell me why, what the hell's going on. What the hell's going on with the Clippers? That's insane. Really insane. And this whole stuff in NBA, the NBA on this game, the team had lost 3 straight in a row. They had given them away. The Denver Nuggets have won the game. They won Game 5 on Friday, Game 6 on Sunday, and Game 7 last night. The Clippers sitting there sleeping, and they ain't doing nothing to give the center four of the Denver Nuggets, Javits. This is unbelievable. He's an unbelievable player. But I get credit for the Denver Nuggets. I hope this seems a lot, and this makes up. This makes anybody up. That's gonna make the Clippers upset. The fans, the Clipper fans upset. And it says Clippers collapse. No reminder, they're still who they always been. After everything, the depth, the deals, Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, the false promise of Doc Rivers, and the deep pockets of Steve Ballmer. We're all left with this. The Clippers are still the Clippers. Unacceptable. Failures. The holders of yet another history collapse. Start stamina and the recaps as the butts of jokes. In a postseason that makes fools of all of us who believe, it's hard to do justice to just how stunning and Bill Denver's 140-89 second round of the playoff series. But here's a brief attempt. Up 3-1 in the series, the Clippers The odds are favorites to win it all just a week ago, and lower with Kawhi, supposed superstar, Paul George, and supposed super coach Rivers predicted to. Scrambling a 13-point lead with 1:25 left in the third quarter of Game 5, give away 19-point lead in the third quarter of Game 6, and then in Game 7, after another double-digit lead, at that point on forward. There's more. Kawhi Leonard was 6 of 22 on hard pass to take this in 0 for 5 in the fourth quarter, arguably the game's second best and second most sure postseason closer. And man with two finals MVPs with two different teams had gone full Clippers. What truly is in the water at the Clipper home base? Paul George was worse, 4 for 16 for the game and 0 for 6 in the fourth quarter, including 0 for 5 from the 2-point line. The guy who talked about Portland going to Cabo early in the postseason, ending his own with a highlighted real live by getting outplayed by the sound of the background. There's more, but you get the picture. Denver was phenomenal, and the Clippers we give away so much of this future. Pray George for the donor for the shot this year and next. He and Lawyer can hit the open makeup next summer. If he wouldn't, and that's it. Once they learn what it means to be a Clipper, while they always are, nowhere, nowhere looking older and less dangerous than when all felt white. A walking marriage is the plump marriage that promise one thing but always ends up as the propulsion. At the center of this always is Doc Rivers. So let's start with the Lakers. Miller Silver Coach, the guy who won a championship well more than a decade ago. Even that begs in a closer look. How did that Celtics team fail to win more? Same question. LA, or maybe a different question with the invincible. Same answer. High Rivers at the helm that had only been 13 3-1 comebacks that only been Denver has two post Denver has two disappeared postseason, and that's a starting. Do you know what else is a starting? The Clippers have been on the receiving end of the historic fact twice in 2015 against Houston, and this year its series had a conference finals appearance on the line. And this Rivers also coaching the Orlando Magic team in 2003 that failed to make in three of the 13 teams to even lose the NBA playoff series after going up 3-1, and 6 teams that have blown a 3-2 lead, including the 2010 NBA Finals when Boston took a 3-2 series lead only to allow the Lakers to storm back to win the NBA championship behind Kobe Bryant. Speaking of the Lakers, can we start with the Lakers showdown? They share a city, nothing more and only barely that. Here in LA, you can find clippers about fans about as easy as you can find parades, fans, and food here and there, but not attend. They're off at the thought at best. Probably in part because the Clippers do a great job talking about matching it, beating it, and their potential to beat the Lakers, but they're never actually, one of the request series to do that. Steve Ballmer is a final owner with good intentions and a lot of money, but instruction and measure of that team, stresses to fall back before his toner to the class of the field and choke jobs and nights like the one day suffering during Orlando. That's a fact. That this Clipper team should have been the best in the NBA this year. Kawhi, before he arrived, was a super playoff tornado this season. They had the game's second best offense with fifth best defense. They have depth. They have PG and as wide hand, right hand. But I just don't get it. It's the disappointing team. The Los Angeles Clippers are the disappointing team. And people don't want to hear about it. They just don't want to hear it. We don't like it. When now the Clippers didn't do anything this year. They're not doing anything right, and they promised to win. They promised to win to face the Lakers. Unfortunately, it is the disappointing loss to the team after going up 3-1, and they lost three times in Game 5, Game 6, and Game 7. That sucks. Just like the Warriors got beat by the Cavaliers in the NBA Finals in 2016. But let's not forget, the Clippers are still the Clippers, and Doc Rivers knows it. Now, it turns out for the Los Angeles Clippers, the Sun and the Phillies still signing that fight. Absolutely nothing. But that's what they left with after Tuesday night. And that again, looks like what they've been left with there with when this version of Clippers basketball goes, when all those been before and had gone. Well, anyway, maybe as soon as next summer, with nothing second wrestling, not even a conference finals appearance able to show. Blame usually such far things, but Chris Paul, Blank Griffin, and DeAndre Jordan are long gone. LeBron James isn't the instrumental of this setback. Terrible causes louders, that friends are fatals, that large are monster that can haunt any place that's been infested by for too long. Not easy to excuse exercise. Maybe it's time the Clippers do what all requests. Start by resisting the person in charge. Liable they may be the person who's informing the person coaching the team itself. The Clippers are still the Clippers, but who they will be if someone else had been coaching them this season. So as of now, the case are closed. The case closed, and that's what happened. 3 calls. Hey, it's all about the Clippers, right? It's all about the Clippers. They had lost the game, but yeah, now it's disappointing. It's a disappointing. It's a disappointing team of the Los Angeles Clippers. And who knows who gives a what. The Boston Celtics lost to the Heat last night, 117 to 114. Late in the third quarter when Jimmy Butler hit the shot, and that was great. Jimmy Butler could be a star. And yes, it is. That could be a star for real. Now, I really don't give a You know what? I really don't know. I really don't care about LA. The Los Angeles knows it, and yes, it is. It is a terrible day with the terrible time Los Angeles here when the fans in LA did not care. That's the start. That's the start, and maybe next season they will. Maybe next season they will. And that's all I have to say. That's all I have to say, folks. You just can't win on. Um, yeah, yes, and that's for sure. Can't win on. We have to win ball games like this. But there's still be time. There's still be time. We're going to see what's happening. We're going to see what's going on next season. I hope people up there crying, they crying about it. They was not joking about it at all. But who gives a damn? Who gives a damn about the basketball anyway? That's okay. So now, what they are doing right now is get everything stirred up, get everything coming up for sure because we got we got a new conference finals out there. Although we saw about the Boston Celtics lost to the Miami Heat last night. We'll do it again tomorrow. Might be possible for the Celtics and Lakers again. But who knows? I mean, that's why you can't win them all, right? That's why you can't win them all. And he knows about this thing where you have to come out anyway. Just like three times you won and three times you lost. In the in the Western semifinals, you won three times, game 2, 3, 4, and then you lost three times, 5, 6, 7. But you're not giving not anything else we have a break like this. Everybody knows it. People knows it. Anybody knows it. But this is how this game is all about, folks. This is all about this drama going on. And you look down, I really don't know anything about it. But just keep on holding on and everything will be okay. So Doc Rivers took the blame, and he takes the blame for the loss. The Clippers are not going to the conference finals this year, and they never be in the NBA finals this year. They never be in the NBA finals this year because they were too far behind. And that's all it matters. So now the Clippers are just saying that it was not to be. But here's what Ice Cube said. Here's what Ice Cube said, and that's what's going on. It says here's the crunch points, and it says Ice Cube and his son savagely told after playoff in June are diehard Los Angeles Lakers fans. So they had a lot of fun at the experience of Doc Rivers and the Los Angeles Clippers on Tuesday after the Doc Rivers had now blown a 3-1 series lead three times. During his time is reportedly safe after the Clippers, the Lakers nation. Same old Clippers. A second wild dynasty. When they asked about me. And I told you, Doc, I told you, you hear from me. And before we could see each other, you called it umbrella to get the hell out of the bubble. Sorry just missed y'all. Sorry just missed y'all. Stone Cold. Yes, for sure. And the Los Angeles Clippers had done that everything. They did a great job in game 2, 3, and 4. And that's curious, so happy that the Clippers the Los Angeles Clippers lost. He called it the Los Angeles Clippers. And that's what people. I know Ricky Lake can hear something, and Ricky Lake is calling the Los Angeles Bakers. Well, hey, it is the game, right? Ricky Lake knows it, and she had them disappoint. It makes her disappoint. And hey, it is a game. It's just the game. The Los Angeles Clippers. Yes, it's just a game, right? It's just a freaking game. The Los Angeles Clippers. So forget about it. Go home.